take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that split, did that drip. Yeah, yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I do not feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel away, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that split.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Going deep this time. They got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. This is the receiver turned running back, Cordero Patterson. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Cordero Patterson with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears.
Makes the score Bears 7, Vikings nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. Well, he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
The ball carrier.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. And with a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And he finds his target. It's Sharp. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Gordon. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
On 2nd and 12, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And it will be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on the punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On play action, they'll throw. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now Foles. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down.
1st down, Bears.
Quick throw out wide by Foles. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
On 2nd down, it's Patterson, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Foles.
And he's going to look that one in one-handed. What a catch for the touchdown.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays.
It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
This is Gordon. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Vikings, nothing.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Get some 9 yards and a 1st.
At the 3-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Bears 14, Vikings 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure it out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Hughes. But he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
No gain on
the running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd down, Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Eddie Pinheiro lining up for the extra
So
point.
a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went in the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by the rookie, Jalen Johnson. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
They'll take over.
That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
At the 17.
They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Daniil Hunter on the stop. It's a gain of a yard, and it's third down.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Foles. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
3-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
3rd and long for Cousins. Flush to his under pressure again, and down he goes again. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check that out.
Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
2nd down.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. Pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On play action, Cousins. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Open man is Switzer, complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for Minnesota. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bears take over.
1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And this one is incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone, as he's down at the 27.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Throwing is Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little.
And now look at this. Big game. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. He got 29 yards that time. And from Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. They run with Patterson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Kendall Sheffield.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
2nd and 1 from the 2. Patterson on the carry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Cordero Patterson with another touchdown, number 24 on the year, as the Bears push further out in front. An extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will make it into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play in the football.
Got Gordon open, completes it. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. He's going to and it's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A 1st down throw for Cousins. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Eddie Goldman on the stop. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 43-yard line.
They go play action. Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard. Line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
1st down.
He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
Miller with 1st down and more. And down to the 19-yard line.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
A gain of 26.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
They're going to look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that looks like an extra step was involved.
And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Ball carrier.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Stopped short of the goal line. 1st and goal, Chicago.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
3rd and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Yard loss on the play.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Vikings 9.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now a throw here to his running back. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Smith, and down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Gordon on 1st down. They find some open field here, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
To throw, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. Past the 20. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for the Bears. Touchdown.
Lining up for the extra point.
Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. We'll credit that sack to Robert Quinn. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Escape. He's going to go down again. Eddie Goldman and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. They'll run on 1st down. Patterson. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Cordell Patterson, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season as his guys continue to pour it on. Point after, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And Switzer on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There goes Melvin Gordon. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play there by Gordon. 75 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first. Now he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Vikings are able to get a score back. And it's up and good.
Makes the score Bears 48, Vikings 16.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game.
That's caught inside the 20.
And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 46 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down now, it's Patterson, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. Nifty move by Gordon. Evades the tackler, and now some space. The 40, the 20, 10. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Vikings.
Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brought down at the 30.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
You got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 2nd and 10, Foles going to let one fly for Robinson. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And they are going to score again. Yet another
touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches, be honest, don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
62.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory.